You need 4 things to start VJing today. Number 1. Visual content, the things you want to show. Number 2. The software where you can create, control or generate the visuals. Number 3. Hardware, where you run the software, put your content and play them. Maybe have a controller to control the software, maybe hardware interface for output and input. Number 4. An ever-learning creative mind and a flexible body. At least flexible fingers. Let me explain. Hi, my name is Junaid Sabbir Ahmed, and by the end of this video, you will know what 4 things you need to start VJing in this episode of All About Stage Shows.
All about stage shows.
There's a reason why I started the list with contents to be the first. The first thing that comes to your mind is, yes, I'm going to do X, Y and Z on the stage when the act will be blah blah and the song will be this. That is the plan for your content. It can be a photo, it can be a video, lines, shapes, colors, textures, typography, illustration, motion picture, films, cinema and everything. Let's take a look at the type of contents. Static visual. You need content. You can start with your logo or the artist logo or photo or an art or an image or a JPEG or anything that relates to the band or the song. Put some effects on them and bing bang, you are ready to rock already. Common static contents VJs use are JPEG, PNG, bitmap, GIF. We have all seen them here and there. You can also use a static image, photograph or a CGI render. The world is infinite. Then you can put effects on them and have great real-time control on those effects. That way, your project is even lighter than the rendered videos. Motion pictures. There are few kind of motion pictures. Let's talk about them. Video. Usually, videos are shot with a camera. It can start from videos shot with phone to super expensive film cameras. In classic days, they were shot in films or tapes. Now we get a file ready to send right after it is shot. CGI. CGI or computer generated images are created by computer. Again, a series of static images create these animations. These are made in 3D or 2D software such as Unreal Engine, C4D, After Effects, Houdini, and a lot more. After creation, these files are rendered to a common video file format. Composite. Very often, video footages are composited digitally. Sometimes, CGI is added to enhance or create super dimension in visual. VJ loops. The most common and popular type of motion pictures for the VJs are VJ loops. VJ loops are made or composited in such a way that after starting from a point, visual progresses to the starting frame. That creates visual with a fake but infinite life. When these kind of videos are put in a loop playback mode, they continue playback for infinite time until you turn them off. Common motion picture file format. Common file format for motion pictures are MP4, MOV, AVI, etc. We also know them forever. Generative visuals. Nowadays, it's very easy to make people understand what is called generative. This is about generating something. We all know that, right? Generative visuals are made with codes and scripts. They are usually a set of instruction and rules with editable parameters. Unlike motion pictures, which have its motion or color embedded, you can change many parameters like direction, color, speed, whenever you want, whenever you feel. As mentioned before, generative visuals come as scripts, plugins, or patches. This creates an infinite idea place for VJs to share and collaborate. Since generators don't actually contain any data, just codes, generative visuals are usually ultra light and the file size is really small. And because of such flexibility, VJs tend to love generative visuals more than stock footages or VJ loops. Now that we know content are where VJs start, the next stop would be software, where contents are played, stored, manipulated, and played with. Software. There are many VJ software for VJs. Some are open source, some are free, some are ridiculously expensive, some you can try for free, some of them you can try fully but you cannot save any project. Few of them are fully featured but for a limited time, most likely with a watermark or a beep noise. Here are some VJ software, each have their unique features. Resolume. Okay, I can tell you why Resolume is in the number 1 place in the list I made for VJs if you go check out my channel in the link given in the description. If you ask me, in short, Resolume is 1. Easier to learn, 2. Performance style workflow, 3. Huge user base and community and learning resources, 4. Start small, gradually go bigger. Madmapper. Madmapper is one fascinating tool, super optimized for experimental installations. Yes, you can manipulate almost all parameters in real time, maybe with music or vibe or the script. They were already robust for display mapping and pixel mapping, but lately they took it to next level with adding Mad Laser. Mad Laser changed the dimension of laser projection. I mean literally. If you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comment below. Since I have been using both Resolume and Madmapper for long time, if you ask me what is the difference between Madmapper and Resolume, my personal opinion, Resolume VJs are the dancing one on the panel and the Madmapper VJs and Touch Designer VJs are the sitting and chilling one and the crowd are going crazy. Modulate. Modulate is from GarageCube, the same company that owns Madmapper. Since they are only macOS based, the user base is kinda niche, but the software looks super cool. Mode. My VJ brother Awesome of Video Mode told me about this software few days back. The use case for Mode is big, from live events to broadcast, sports, then to a whole different group of people, the experimental installations, and many nerds and geeks. My personal first highlight of Mode is their Community Edition. This opens up a scope for using a great software for free, enough to run a small show. And then when you grow big, you need bigger setup. You just upgrade, your workflow stays same. And my second highlight of Mode would be their enormous and beautifully made learning base. Synthesia. Synthesia is a great generative software. It's simple, easy. If you can work with Winamp or VLC Media Player, you can work with Synthesia. The complete package is not that expensive and they have a free trial with certain limitations. So I am going to put the download link in the description below and you should just download it today and give it a try. Nest Drop. If you go check out their website, they have written it into detail, but let me summarize the keywords. What is Nest Drop? Perform, high resolution, high FPS visual, reacts real time to the music, simple and fast to use. The price for the software is fairly moderate. Nest Drop also has a trial edition which is good enough to run a small or pretty medium gig. Touch Designer. The world of Touch Designer is vast and deep. Anything is possible. The challenge is you will have to make that anything and everything. If you want to work with free preset, you are good to go. But unlike the mentioned software before, life is really critical in Touch Designer, but at the end it's very satisfying. The knowledge base, the capability, the capacity, the dimension and the application of Touch Designer is truly vast. More VJ software. Isodora, Heavy M. So we have contents and we have found our beautiful VJ software. But where do we install the software?
About stage shows.
Hardware. Computer. Okay, you need a computer. Very barely you can do it with tabs or iPad, and very rarely you can do it with phone. But of course you can do it with phone. It can start with a laptop, better and stronger if it's a PC. It's cool if it's a MacBook, and even better if it's a Mac Pro. Configuration. To start, GPU, and which one is the best? Nvidia or AMD or any common one, and which series? Highest you can afford. VJs need great RAM. 32 GB should be minimum, 16 GB is okay, 64 GB you are flying. Ideally, operating system and the project files and the software should be on SSD or M2 SSD. Sometimes VJs need to have a separate audio interface to take the load away from the CPU. Controllers. VJs need to manipulate many parameters in real time. Usually it is done with all these cool gears called MIDI controllers. These are originally DJ equipments, but VJs grabbed them because we are also cool. Jokes apart, actually the workflow of a VJ and DJ is pretty close. So we are going to talk more about controllers in near future on this channel. Subscribe if you don't want to miss them. Cables and converters. Okay, VJs need cables, a lot of them. Start with display cable such as HDMI, DVI, DP, and if you are old school, maybe VGA. Depending on your computer, and to keep professional flexibility, VJs often carry converters such as USB-C to HDMI, HDMI to DVI, or maybe a multi-dongle that does multiple works. VJs often need audio cables to get audio input signal from the artist and send audio signal output to the front of the house sound system. Display medium. At the end of the whole chain, VJs need somewhere to display their work, right? It can start with one small projector or 10 of them. It can be a bigger projector or 50 of them. Display can be one single television or a huge display. For a VJ, it's the same thing. Or it can be multiple monitors on a desktop or a massive LED pixel mapping on a huge festival stage. Again, it's the same thing for a VJ. Carry case or bags. Yo VJs, you need proper cases and packs for your rig so that you can walk, drive or swim or fly to your venue whenever you want, keeping all your rigs safe. Okay, so far so good. We have content, we have software, we have hardware, controller, we are all set. Now we are going to dive into a VJ's brain and figure out how do they think while they are doing their VJing. Before that, hit a like and follow along. Creative mind. The fourth and probably the most important thing VJs need is creative mind. It's actually a relative topic, but let me put some bullet points to simplify. Ever learning mentality. As you have imagined, in this fast-paced world, VJs must stay focused and always be learning and updating themselves every single year. New hardware, new software, new tools, and most importantly, new style, new color, new visual look, new taste, and the taste of audiences changes or upgrade. A VJ who is not dumb or deaf or blind is always looking around, finding scopes to upgrade tools and workflows that are creative, unique, and makes VJ life easier. Taking inspiration. Pablo Picasso said, "Good artist copy, great artist steal." And you take someone's art, improvise it to next level, seeing that the original artist becomes your fan. You are the best artist then. Flexible muscle memory. The distance of a VJ's brain, what VJ is looking to do, from the content and software needs to be short and fast. VJs need great muscle memory to optimize body with the controller so that the body response gets faster. You may ask how. The next point is going to explain. Just do 3 things. Number 1, practice. Number 2, practice. Number 3, you got it right, practice. Just like an athlete or pretty ballerina, there is no bypass or shortcut available instead of practice. The best part is, unlike the athlete or the ballerina, VJ practice is super fun and VJs don't need any fancy rig to practice, so it's even awesome. Staying updated with industry. VJs must stay updated to avoid getting obsolete. It's very easy to start VJing and enter this industry, and it's even easier to get irrelevant being stuck to one workflow using same effects or boring visuals same over and over and charging money for the things that everyone is giving away for free. Social media, YouTube, forums, VJ magazines and many resources are there. So I'm going to leave a link for a WhatsApp based VJ community where we get our questions answered, tips and tricks and inspirations at the same place. You need 999 I mean 4 things to start VJing. If you are interested about learning stage lights, check out this video next. See you in the next video.